Hello. Okay, looks like we're working. Hi guys, welcome back to my podcast. It's a late boy again, might yawn, who knows. Today we are doing the 5 love languages. This says 4, it's wrong, don't listen to it, listen to me instead. So I've actually just taken the quiz. It doesn't surprise me. The results don't necessarily surprise me, but I was more mixed than I thought. So I'll be interested to discuss some of those in a bit. But what are we covering today? We're covering the 5 different love languages. What are they? Are they important? Then we'll talk about identifying your love language, your partner's love language, and then we'll summarise. That's it, really. So, welcome back. It's the Backseat Positivity podcast. Yeah, that's right. Guys, I've got an important announcement, which I nearly just forgot to say. I am going to be dropping my podcast down to 2 days a week instead of 3. I'm very sorry. I know some of you will be crying, but I'm struggling with the daily uploads on YouTube and then 3 podcasts a week and then all the shorts and actually just not being able to live my life. So I'm reevaluating it. I'm going down to twice. I think it's going to be a Monday and I think a Thursday would be good. But yeah, I think I'll do that. I was thinking Monday and Friday, but I think Monday and Thursday would be... it'll be Thursday or Friday. I haven't yet decided. Anyway, let's get into it. If you're new here, thank you for coming. Welcome. I'm Dawn. I'm a doctor, but I am a content creator too. I have a YouTube channel. I have a podcast, as you are listening or watching right now. My podcast and my YouTube stuff are on the same channel. So if you're watching on YouTube, hello. If you're watching on my Patreon page, hello. But if you're listening, hello. That was a hello without a wave. So, okay. There are 5 love languages. I guess let's start with my introduction to love languages. Now, I wasn't particularly au fait with it to start with. I don't know why I just did speech comma things to say au fait. Rewind. I wasn't really au fait with it when I first, a few years ago, until I started dating Tom. Now, he mentioned the concept to me and I was like, oh, I've never thought about it before. It's kind of a bit like one of those, I think they're called like Myers-Briggs test of your personality test, and it's kind of similar, but it's, the one where you're like, oh, I'm a completer finisher, it tells you your personality type. Or you've got those tests where you learn, you figure out how you learn the best. Mine is visual, not that anybody cares, but you've probably done those 2 tests. But have you done the love language one? No, probably not, because I hadn't heard of it until, like I said, I got into a relationship. So I actually think they're really important. I think it's really important to know yours and to know your partner's, because I think sometimes in relationships we can feel a bit unfulfilled, especially if both our partner and I, both you and your partner, have different love languages. That can be really difficult. You can leave it sort of this tension within the relationship, feeling a little bit unfulfilled and a little bit like, why are you not doing or telling me what I need to hear? The yawns are coming. Where does the love language come from? I mean, doesn't everything kind of come from your childhood? I'm sure mine does, to be honest, because... Shall I just tell you what mine is? Okay. I did the 5 love languages. It's on 5lovelanguages.com. The number 5, not the word. I got, and I knew this already, I got quality time 33%. My next was physical touch. And then at 20%, I got words of affirmation, receiving gifts. And then the last one is acts of service. I got 3% on that one. I wasn't really bothered. So I knew mine was quality time. Did that maybe influence the results? I tried not to let it influence the results, but it was kind of obvious which questions were going to go to which answer. Oh my god, I just realised I started the podcast and I didn't think of a weird thought. If you're new to the podcast, you won't know that in every podcast I do a weird thought, and it says weird because it's like wild thoughts. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Like the Rihanna song. Is it Rihanna? Yeah, it is. And DJ Khaled. But I just tell you, I've got one actually. A weird thought. It's the one that I was going to tell you a few weeks ago, but I didn't because I came up with a different one all of a sudden. So I'll tell you that one later. I'm not going to forget it because it's one that I frequent in my mind. It's kind of related to relationships as well. Anyway, so let's talk about quality time then, if that's my number 33%. I think this probably for me comes from the fact that I didn't spend a lot of quality time with my family growing up. I think I was quite a solitary child. I spent a lot of time on my own, or, in my own like imaginary world where I was a horse, and I just ran around and like explored the countryside, which was lovely, but yeah, I don't think I ever spent quality time with my family. So I think that's probably where it comes from. I just think if you're in a relationship, quality time, very important, because time is the only thing you can ever get back. But you can always get more touch, can you? More gifts. I don't know. I'm BSing now, who knows. So that is quality time. For me, quality time is not just sitting in front of the TV and being in each other's presence. For me, it's like actually sitting down, looking at each other, no phone, and talking, or going for a walk, like uninterrupted quality time actually spent with each other. Because I think, sometimes if you're watching a movie, that could be different. But, if you're just like sitting, watching TV and eating dinner or whatever, then to me that just doesn't feel very, very quality. Or if you're both on your phone, but you're in presence of each other, I don't see that's quality time. I want to like feel connected to that person. I have the same with my friends. I'd much rather spend time with you than text you, or call you, or receive gifts from you, or touch you, or you do stuff for me as an act of service, or tell me how much of an amazing friend I am, which I know it's hard to beat. So yeah, I would rather spend time with my friends. Actually, it relates to both friendships and personal relationships, like romantic relationships. I hadn't realised that until literally just this second. So that was like a eureka moment just witnessed. I guess next we move on to physical touch. Wait there. No. Okay. I think quality time is one of those things. I almost moved on there. That was dangerous. Quality time is one of those things that you're only going to really spend with people that you love or who love you or like you a lot. So your friends, your family, your partner, and the next one probably comes into that as well. So that's physical touch. I think, physical touch probably comes next. I don't really touch any of my friends. Like, we hug, but we're not like, cuddling on the sofa. Like, I'm just not really like that. So I am impressed that physical touch came in second for me, but physical touch in a relationship is different. It seems different. I don't know. I do touch my friends. Oh, it's such a weird sentence, but I'm not like overly affectionate. So yeah, interesting. 23%. I think physical touch is, again, one of the things that you're really going to share with people that are close to you, because I'm as we move on, I think the rest of them become a bit more like generic. So physical touch, you're really going to spend time with your significant other, and you're probably going to touch them, because that's just, usually how relationships work. And physical touch is not just like making sweet, sweet love. It's like a hand on the shoulder, or a hand on the hip, or a little head stroke, or a kiss on the cheek or head or hand. It's just those little things that are like really cute, not like the obvious PDA, public display of affection, that's like, I'm going to snug your face off. No, I'm not really into PDA. I just keep it under wraps. Keep it, not like I'm hiding it, but just other people don't really want to watch, do they? I don't know. I think I'm getting through these really quickly, but oh well. I guess it's been 12 minutes. I think we can allow that to happen. All right, what was my next one? Words of affirmation at 20%, equal with receiving gifts. I love how they've trademarked these love language, quality time, physical touch, receiving gifts. Like, these are just normal words, and they've like TM'd them. It's not like physical touch. Like, also, I can't say physical touch now. That's a trademark. I find that very interesting. Ooh. They've actually got explanations, which I hadn't seen. Okay, here we go. In the vernacular of quality time, we're going back in time now. Quality time, TM. Nothing says, I love you, like full undivided attention. Being there for this type of person is critical, but really being there with the TV off. Wow, I didn't even read this. Fork and knife down, and all chores and tasks on standby makes your significant other feel truly special and loved. Distractions, postponed dates, or the failure to listen can be especially hurtful. The love language are, as in, I don't know what that is. Like the TM at the top, but it's an R. Of quality time, TM also means sharing quality conversation and quality activities. That is big time me, for sure. Okay, wow, let's move on to physical touch. See what that one says. I'm literally just like coming up with these in my head, but they're written down. I didn't even read them. The love language isn't all about the bedroom. A person whose primary love language is physical touch is not surprisingly very touchy. Hugs, pats on the back, holding hands, and thoughtful touches on the arms, shoulder, face. They can always be ways to show excitement, concern, care, and love. Physical presence and accessibility are crucial, while neglect or abuse can be unforgivable and destructive. I didn't mean to say that in a funny tone. It kind of started, and then I realised what I was reading. So sorry, I didn't mean for that to sound rude. Physical touch fosters a sense of security and belonging in any relationship. Words of affirmation. Oh, wait there, we haven't even moved on to that one. Chill out. Come on. Okay, I've really struggled with this one because for me, I just always see it as a little bit I don't know. I it's funny because I sit here in podcast, right? I say all of my thoughts within reason out loud. You'd think it would be quite easy for me to do it, but actually I suppose, okay, so I found it very hard when Tom and I got together to physically just say everything I was thinking. I definitely think I've changed. For a start, I started my YouTube channel not when we got together, but, fairly near the beginning. And then I started podcasting maybe, I don't know, a year or so ago or less. I don't know. I had a break or whatever. But what I'm saying is, since that time, I used to be very, reserved and held back, and I wouldn't say my thoughts or feelings. I think that was like a self-protective mechanism. But over time, with doing my podcasting and YouTube, it's definitely helped me. It's kind of like a counselling session, but on film, and then you post it to the world to mock you. Yes, that's right. So it's not that I don't think the words of affirmation, or it's not that I don't feel them. It's that I really struggled at the beginning to just get them out, because also it just felt a bit like fake. I was like, I don't know. I've definitely changed a lot over the past 2 or 3 years. I really think that having a YouTube channel has positively changed me. At least I think so anyway. I think I've become a lot more outgoing, if you can believe it. I think, if you watch my first YouTube videos, you will definitely believe it. And yeah, I can just talk kind of indefinitely. I think it would just go on forever. But is it nonsense? Probably. But I think my improv has helped with that as well. Anyway, for me, words of affirmation, I would say, I've definitely grown to love it a bit more. It wasn't always in my repertoire. So I just always found it a little bit like I'm like a school teacher and I'm saying well done, that was really good. But I don't know, it's nice to say and hear positive things, isn't it? So anyway, that's my third. It comes in joint third with receiving gifts. Who doesn't like to receive gifts? Wait there, I didn't read words of affirmation. Actions don't always speak louder than words. If this is your love language, unsolicited compliments mean the world to you. Hearing the words "I love you" are important. Hearing the reasons behind that love sends your spirits skyward. Insults can leave you shattered and are not easily forgotten. Kind, encouraging, and positive words are truly life-giving. Now, for people who I know that have words of affirmation as their love language, that is definitely the case, because I very much have to be a verbal, out loud cheerleader to my friends who have words of affirmation as their love language. And they can get really hurt by not me saying negative things, but not being hugely wow, really positive about it. So yeah, there's a definite I don't know what I was going to say there. Receiving gifts, like I said a minute ago, who doesn't like receiving gifts? I think gifts kind of get a bit old though. There's only so many things you can get given until you're like, God, I've got too much stuff. I think this is why it's number 4 on my list, sort of joint third actually. I think this is why, I do like gifts. I think when I receive a gift, I like gifts that are useful, sentimental, as in they don't have to be all 3 in one, they can be separate. Useful, sentimental, and maybe edible or fun, I don't know, something like that. I like them to have some kind of use, and I really like sentimental things. That is, it's a big thing, sentimental stuff. Acts of service, wow. Now that is down at 3%. I think I'm very independent, and I just do stuff on my own. I don't need somebody to do it for me. Although I do like it when you go somewhere and someone just, you have no responsibility. When we go to a hotel or whatever, it's nice to it is nice to have everything done for you, except it is paid for. I realised I didn't say the receiving gifts out loud, but I don't think it's that important. I don't even know if... actually, I've just realised acts of service I think is quite common for a lot of people, because you hear a lot of people being like, oh, my husband or wife or whatever, they didn't do the hoovering or take the bins out, and I keep asking them to do it and they don't do it. Maybe that's your love language, TM. Your love language is acts of service. And for me, I would just be like, well, I'll just go take it out. But some people get so bothered by it. If it's you, if you know, you know. Now, oh, my phone keeps locking. Come on. I think you should go and take this quiz. Go and find it. It's literally 5, the number, lovelanguages.com/quizzes. Go and do it. It literally took me 2 minutes. It didn't take very long. Maybe like 20 questions. And you choose between 2 options. Which would you rather? And then get your partner to do it. Now, I don't think it matters that you both have to get the same one, because in fact, I think Tom and I both have different ones. And, you know, I'm just going to take a pic of that. And, I think Tom and I both have different ones. And I think we still make it work. But we are both very receptive to improving ourselves and not changing ourselves, but like thinking, how can we make our relationship better? How can we make ourselves better? Which is why, you know, my YouTube and podcast is all about self-improvement, because for me, it's like a process every day, you know? So if you work with your partner, you both do this love language quiz and you go, okay, your quality time and you're receiving gifts. So now you know what is really important to that person. And I honestly think it's helped so much. I just think it brings more satisfaction and fulfillment into the relationship. So, yeah. I think we might be coming to the end. Guys, it's a real short one today. I didn't do weird thoughts. Right, my weird thought is, some people, it's controversial. Some people might not think it's that weird, okay? Pregnancy. You heard it right. Okay, so I think I might have said this in one of my videos before. So if you've watched my video and you've heard me talk about it, then just skip. Just say, thanks, Dawn. We're done here. Bye. But pregnancy. Now, the way I look at a human is probably a bit different to how most people look at humans. Because I'm a doctor, I look at a human and I look at... This sounds so weird, but honestly, I don't want it to like sound weird, but I know that it will. But when I look at a human, a patient, I'm like, I kind of look inside of them. I'm like, where are your organs? You know, or your pain's there. Okay, that's where your liver is, or your gallbladder. So it's probably that. Like, that's how I see them. And I'm a very visual person. So for me, if somebody's got pain in their right upper quadrant, I'm imagining their gallbladder and their liver, okay? So, and then I look at their scan, and then I'm like, okay, now I can just see it all. I think I should be a radiologist, all right? Because to me, it just works. So when I think of a human baby, a fetus, inside of another human, I think, well, I've got strong like alien vibes, Alien vs Predator, but I can see that baby, its skeleton, its bones, its head, because I've seen lots of scans as well. I can see, I'm like, right, that's what it looks like. So for me, when I'm thinking about pregnancy, I don't think about a bump or the mum or like, I don't know, what do you think about? I think about human fetus, human inside of human. That's what I think about, okay? And it baffles me. It really does sometimes. That's my weird thought. I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, it's getting late. I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. If you did, give it a follow on, wherever you're listening, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, whatever. And give it a review, because that would really help get my content to other people like yourself, and it would also just help me make better content for you, because as soon as it gets to more people, then we start getting some traction, and then I can get guests on and stuff like that. But we're not at that level yet. Okay, we get it. All right, tell your friends, give me some suggestions, whatever you fancy. Give it a like if you're on YouTube. Tell you what, you do what you want, but those are my suggestions. That's what I'd like, okay? Pick one of the 10. Maybe do one of them. Maybe don't. Maybe leave it for another day. No one's forcing you. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.